Hello out there and welcome to Political Platform. You know that it's Salah today. We want to greet especially our Muslim brothers and sisters back at the Salah, and as you celebrate, we enjoin you to do it peacefully and, as usual, the sharing of gifts that is associated with this season. We are available, as you know, on 3 major platforms. The platforms are the Raypower FM. We also are on Africa Independent Television, the AIT, and we are also on the YouTube channel, Political Platform on YouTube channel. Whichever platform you are listening to us, want to welcome you specially to the program. My name is Ohiri Agbonsurom. It's not a very delightful day for us on the platform this morning because a Major General, one man who has been a provost marshal, was cut down as he was traveling into Abuja. As the news latest, we always want to let you know what is happening security-wise. Unfortunately, he was also killed and his wife was taken away. The driver pretended to be dead to be able to tell the stories. We can't continue like this. We have always said we cannot continue like this. I mean, there's no life that is small. There's no one that is big. Whether it is small or big, that is why we talk about the children that are adopted in school, abducted from schools, those killed in church premises or prayer grounds, in the mosques, and those everyone around Nigeria. We need to really up the game. It's like it is fearful to say that these guys are actually terrorizing us, and they are having some bounties as they do it along, with blood flowing all over the place. We cannot continue like this. Well, the dust from the APC primaries head for selecting candidates for the various seats in the upcoming elections, are they settling down? Maybe they have started to settle down. While many party members secured their tickets, numerous others are nursing their political wounds and injuries. And they are counting their own significant financial losses too after failing to win. Our main focus today is on today's program is on the APC, the primaries, and how it is managing the fallouts and internal crises that have arisen from these primaries around Nigeria. We have Hilliard Etta, a stalwart of the APC who previously served as national chairman, as our guest. We believe that he will be able to let us into how the APC is managing, trying to be sure that it doesn't ruffle. But there are a lot of things to talk about APC. We'll be talking about all of them. Their chances and those things that probably would militate against them. We'll discuss all of it. And like APC, like ADC, even before the final results of the presidential primaries and all the other primaries are collated in Abuja and announced by at the headquarters in Abuja, protests are all over the place. Former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, expressed his dissatisfaction yesterday through social media, claiming that up to 80%, mark it, 80% of party members were not allowed to vote during the ADC primaries. And he stated that no one should expect him to accept the results. That is very significant. So even before the results are announced, Rotimi Amechi already, he's not the only one. Mohammed Hayatuddin also complained and said there were a lot of irregularities. My colleagues are here in the studio. Uju Eje is here with me.
Ohiria, I'm not surprised. Who is APC, who is ADC, if I may put it that way? I mean,
they have the same
birds of the same feather. So
maybe
I do
just
not
very different
expect
dresses.
that. Yeah, well, maybe different names, but I really do not expect anything different. Let us also tell you that today is Children's Day. Children's Day, a day when we remember particularly Nigerian children, a day when children are supposed, I recall in those days we would paint our canvas with white and we'll go out for march past and a whole lot. It used to be so exciting, but can children do that today? They are being robbed of their childhood. Children can no longer be children because they are living in fear. Parents are living in fear. They can't even leave them to go to parks and play anymore. We used to go to amusement park in Lagos in those days. So I think that this is also an opportunity for our leaders to reflect on the situation of children in this country, the policies involving children, and to try and rescue those children in Oyo State and Borno State so that they can join their fellows in enjoying this day.
Yeah, that's a very good reminder because children, they are the leaders, they are the ones that will continue after all of us have departed. Amici and Chris also on the platform this morning. Welcome forward to the program.
Thank you so much. ADC primaries. When a party gets into a primary, especially for presidential election, it will either serve as an opportunity for the party to resolve its problem or exacerbate his own problem. For the APC, they were smart. They got a contender, someone that challenged the president, and Osifo, who paid 100 million and congratulated him immediately, the president, right there at the declaration of results. Some people will say perhaps to give a semblance of competition.
Of contest
within the party. For the ADC, when you have someone like Chibika Amechi, who had also aspired in 2023 to become the president, and Hayatuddin Mohammed, who had also aspired. So these people are those with the ambition. And you can't expect them to pay 100 million, match with the ambition. And
did they pay 100 or 90? I think it was 90 they paid at ADC.
Okay, for the ADC, and keep quiet. So it depends on how ADC will manage this. Because every party is always afraid of this kind of outcome. When it's polarized, you'll be if it gets to court, is another issue. It further polarizes the party. But the elders of the party, this is the time for them now to move in and see if they can salvage the situation. Because the two of them appear to be taking extreme position. We will not take this. First, there are internal mechanisms within the party to manage it. If it fails, that's when ADC will not like it. It gets outside the party.
Now, let's just also quickly comment on the court decision yesterday. Justice Omotosho issued an order yesterday, partly agreeing with the decision of Justice Umar on the INEC guidelines and disagreeing on some points.
The political parties, they know how to use the Federal High Court very well. The different divisions of the Federal High Court. Even State High Court, look at PDP. Or your State High Court will give a judgment, Federal High Court will give a counter, and all that. So it has crossed over to the issue of INEC now. About 7 days ago, Youth Democratic Party, Youth Party, got a judgment in the court presided over by Justice Soma, who gave them all the reliefs they sought. Timeline for elections, submission of candidates, timeline for conduct of primaries. 6 days after, yesterday, Justice Omotosho delivered a judgment in another matter on the same issue, agreed with Omar on 2 issues. That's on submission of candidates, submission of membership lists and all that. Disagreed on timeline
for primaries.
Yes. According to him, INEC is empowered by the Constitution to set a timeline, dates for election.
He was actually specific in saying that what the law says is at least 60 days, which means it could be more than 60 days. But all we have now is for the Court of Appeal to take a decision. And it's also good that the Independent National Electoral Commission has gone to the Court of Appeal. So I hope they can hear it expeditiously so that we can rest this matter once.
But you know, that's where I express concern.
Yeah,
that
you actually
the
said so.
uncertainty as we go. Yes, they have asked for stay. Some people have said it will be difficult because it's the declarative judgment. I don't know whether it will hold, but let's wait for the court to decide. But in the timeline, as expeditious as the Court of Appeal will be, there will be uncertainty. There is already uncertainty.
There's already uncertainty. I mean,
and it's clearly avoidable.
yes, there's already uncertainty, and again, the delays that parties and aspirants are trying to avoid are already
Yeah, but
setting in.
I also think that it is good that the parties are not following the court decisions. They are following the old order and organizing their primaries. They are keeping to the timeline as originally scheduled, because nobody knows what the court is going to say eventually. So they are following. You can see the
Ophelia,
ADC primaries.
I think that those that will be affected are not necessarily the parties per se. Remember, I said aspirants, those who may want to do some jumpology, those
Yeah,
who may
want to run for one.
who saw that judgment as a window to move
party
from
went.
their party.
In Gombe State.
Yes.
Oh,
How
yes.
did he do that?
The PDP.
ADC left APC for PDP.
Did he use the window of the court judgment?
That's exactly what he would have used.
Exactly.
It was a subsisting judgment.
Yes.
That opened the
door.
So
the way.
I don't know how you challenge that.
Exactly. So
There was no stop of execution, and no matter our position here. No matter
But
how bad
the question
judge
that many
you
people
think
will be
it
asking
is, you must be
the
obeyed.
question many people will be asking, how did you just sweep within a space of five days, move to
the
another
party
political
can
party?
give him waivers. If the PDP
Well,
gave
that's
him
true.
waivers,
That's true.
it's within their powers to do so. It's the internal affair of the PDP. So if they gave him waivers and he has it, and that's why I said that aspirants will really feel this thing if it goes to the contrary, because there's a window. You can see one person has already utilized it. So many others may be wanting to do the same.
And let's see, with the court judgments affirming again President Goodluck Jonathan's right to contest.
Yes.
Inflicting heavy costs, awarding heavy costs
20
against the
million.
litigant. Goodluck Jonathan will be 20 million naira richer, because the judge said the litigant for going on forum shopping, wasting our time,
Yes,
pay
you
him
have to
20
pay that,
million
yeah.
and pay 1 million to the court. Now, all eyes will be on him, the former president, to see whether, as PDP claim they have indeed cleared him, granted him waiver to run for the presidency.
Which PDP?
The Turaki PDP. The other PDP yesterday
Yes.
brought out their candidate.
That's why I'm asking you, which PDP?
You could say the wicked PDP brought out their candidate yesterday. The Tamil Turaki.
But
Now,
PDP.
Uju, there's an issue here.
Yes.
And we will probably talk about it when our guests come on. I have heard arguments, I've heard people talk about the APC, and they actually accuse the president himself of masterminding the disorganization of the polarizing the opposition so that they can fragment them. Now, the other counter argument today is that could actually work against the APC, because majority of the candidates are coming from the south. And that if Atiku, for instance, or Hayatu Dean gets the ticket, it is going to be like you have just one candidate from the north, a major candidate from the north, and then you have all the other. We have up to 6. There will be up to 6 coming from the south so far.
With votes.
So
Yesterday,
With
former
votes
governor
divided.
of Cross River State, Donald Duke, got the
Got the
PLP ticket. Showore got AAC ticket.
From the
all
south.
from the south.
We have-
adding to the others we already know.
yes, and we have the president who also already got the ticket from the APC. We have you mentioned it just now. Goodluck Jonathan may also get the PDP ticket.
That's why some people said, look, is that a cheerful news? Because when the decision was made by the court yesterday, like people were saying, should we feel cheerful about this news? Or because that's a further weakening of the opposition if he contests.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they
he's
are
a
saying-
man with great influence.
They are
it's
saying
certainly
that-
going to affect the camp of the opposition.
They are also saying that it could also affect the camp of the APC, because the votes in the south will be split. There will be no block vote for anybody,
here,
including the
Yeah,
president.
but 6 candidates.
Yes,
Six
so
candidates.
anybody who comes from the north, who gets the northern vote, whether from the south, if Peter Obi can muster up through Kwakwasho and get the northern vote, he probably will be the one singing hallelujah. But if it is Atiku Abubakar that gets the vote, you can be sure that, yes, he may not get as much vote from the South, but he probably
he'll be
get
sitting
as much.
pretty.
Yes.
He'll be
APC's
sitting
strategy
comfortably.
was to dominate the South.
Yes.
They calculated that their main challenger will come from the North. That was why you could see how they were moving towards the South, encouraging everybody,
all the governors to come
including
in.
Senator Ned Nwoko, and promise him heaven and earth only for them to disappoint him, like he said yesterday. So they try to consolidate in the South, thinking that it will be a major challenger from the North. But now there are contenders from the South. It presents a problem.
Not just a few, there are very many.
It presents a problem. So they have to recalibrate.
Recalibrate.
They have to get back to their strategy room and see what they can. But like I said the other day on this program, the Northwest will determine the outcome of this election.
But I will not be surprised, colleagues. I will not be surprised if they have their cards, and their cards could be ones that are unconventional, because the PDP have cases in court. So anybody that flies the ticket of the PDP could be in trouble. The ADC they have cases in court. Anybody that takes the ticket could be in trouble. We have even the SDP. They are factionalized. So anybody who is flying on that ticket, I will not be surprised if the APC goes back to their drawing board to say, what can we do? Can we get good lawyers to do the job for us?
They set the traps for whoever emerges, and all the other parties, they are playing their games. It's politics. They're trying to improve their chances.
Cases in Nigeria
They're
today
trying to
is not
improve
all
their
about
chances
good lawyers.
to win the election.
It's not all about good lawyers. It's also good lawyers that can reach friendly judges. That's what we have decided to now.
Unfortunately, that is our reality, because it is the allegation. It's difficult for people to really say, point it out. But judges have been punished anyway in the past. We have the NJC coming down on judges. We have had issues raised at the very high level of the NBA. We have had issues of senior lawyers talking very positively that the court should not be used for
the National Judicial Council.
The National Judicial Council, the NBA. And we just hope that, flowing from what we heard yesterday from Justice Omotosho countering a judge of concurrent jurisdiction, and that we will not have a situation where we have the judiciary always deciding who is going to be the candidate, who is going to be the winner in the case. And the results from the ADC primaries are not, I think 24 of them had been declared. We told you earlier that the contenders are quarreling, but there was this newspaper and the online reports about the results in the FCT, and our findings is that ADC and NDC has not also conducted their primaries in the NDC now. They have not conducted their primaries in Abuja. So the reports about one candidate losing and the other one will be on top of it, and will confirm it to you in the course of our. We take a break now, and when we come back, we'll have our guests and we'll talk about APC and how the party is managing to bring everybody round the table so that the crisis will be lessened. Don't go away. You are on to Political Platform.
Break Online. Don't miss anything from our real-time updates and exclusive content. Follow and participate in discussions on live TV studio programs to shape the narratives. Subscribe, engage, and share from AIT.live at AIT_online on X, AIT Online on Facebook, Official AIT Live on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads on YouTube. Stay connected with AIT on air, online, on live.
For remaining with us on the platform, and we'll be giving you more on the primaries and what is happening within the ruling party APC. Two former inspectors general of police under former President Muhammadu Buhari, Usman Alkali Baba and Abubakar Mohammed Adamu, they contested and lost their governorship tickets under the APC in the recent primaries. And Usman Alkali Baba lost in Yobe State, while Abubakar Mohammed Adamu was rejected by party members in Nasarawa State. There's no need to remind you that both men lost 50 million they spent on purchasing their nomination forms. Now, no fewer than 54 APC members of the National Assembly in the National Assembly lost their bids to secure the tickets of the party to contest also the upcoming elections. Many members of the party who lost the APC primaries and submitted petitions at the party headquarters in Abuja are still waiting. We had some of them as our guests. They say they are waiting to get what the party, the committee is going to say. And Pastor Isaiah Yamu is one of them who has been crying. But they say he's laying siege at the Abuja headquarters of the APC to say, look, I'm the one that won the primaries. And he seems to be having the support of some members of the National Working Committee. He's not alone. We have so many members of the APC across Nigeria. From Delta, we have all over the place who have indicated interest to contest.
Omar
Agege. Now, but how is the APC managing the fallout from this selection process? Are they going to have a one house? Are they going to be able to come out and march from it stronger? Hilliard Etta, a stalwart of the APC, who served once as a national chairman, is our guest today. We want to appreciate him for joining us on the program. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
You have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank
Glad
you so
to see
much.
us.
Now, let's talk about so we have so many things to talk about with you on these primaries that had just had. How APC is sweating it out, having sleepless nights trying to resolve the crisis, the disagreements, making sure that APC emerge not weaker but stronger. How is it going?
Well, if you're talking about the sub-national primaries, where you have a few flashpoints across the nation, I think that the National Working Committee of the party is on top of its job. It's trying to reconcile people to the realities on ground. Let us say that these processes were carried out by human beings, and so you cannot have a flawless situation.
Hilliard, if you can hear me, we appear to be not getting your full frame. You are leaning too much towards your
computer back a little?
system. If you can,
thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank
That's
you.
the posture you maintain, please.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You know, I'm very bulky. It's difficult to wriggle my body all over. What I'm trying to say is that these processes were carried out by human beings, and being human endeavors, you cannot but have certain flaws here and there. But I'm very happy with what the National Working Committee is doing. It is on top of its job. I believe that wherever people were undermined, that the party will find the strength to correct such situations. But I must say that the introduction part of this program did give me some cause for concern when my brother said, like APC, like ADC. That is not true. That is not true. We have had our presidential primaries, and we have not had any fallouts, any negative consequences as a fallout of that process. Whereas the ADC has not concluded its own, but they are all over the place with complaints. So it is not like ADC, like APC. And then Uju now said that what is to be expected, after all, what is the difference between APC and ADC? I need to say that across the spectrum, across the Nigerian political spectrum, all the major dramatics personnel have been in one party or the other. And so if you are going to look at the Nigerian political spectrum from the composition, from its composition, you will know that it is neither here nor there. What we can speak about are the individuals who are superintending over the affairs of certain areas or certain sectors of our daily lives. Because I believe that, like I've always told Amechi, that we have not done much in terms of ideological identification of the various parties.
Yeah, I must say that we must admit that the APC, they have really tried. I mean, the NWC, they have really made it like sounded very clear to party members that there's an opportunity for them to be heard at the national headquarters. Anybody who has a complaint, but there were so many complaints. We saw the way the APC primaries came up. We saw the counting. We saw the figures. We saw irregularities. I mean, journalists reported on them. We cannot discount all these. I mean, there are people.
I do not mean for Nigerians to discount irregularities when we find them. I am one of the. If you ask Amechi, he will tell you that I've always been on the part of the party finding a way to institutionalize the right internal democratic processes within the party. And the party has not been able to do so. I am one of those who have always agitated that my party, being the governing party, must find a way of having internal democratic processes that are free, fair, and transparent. And one cannot say that the processes that were adopted by the party were fair, free, and transparent. So, I mean, I'm not the person to defend irregularities when they are apparent and they are very.
Some of your members, instead of going out on protest, appealed for a review. Where they felt things were not done right. One of them was on the program, Honorable Osai from Delta State. Now, those reviews, have they been carried out? Has any result been reversed? And would you eventually do that if you find out that things were not done properly?
We have timelines. We have timelines within the framework of the guidelines managed with the management of the primary. So those timelines are still alive. And so you cannot say, for instance, that the party has concluded everything with regards to the primaries of the party. But having said so, let me say that the party has the onerous responsibility, and it's a very huge task to sit down and design a process that is almost interference-free, corruption-free, a process that cannot be undermined by anyone for its internal democratic processes. If this is not done, if we every time we have primaries, we just throw people into the field and say, go and count numbers, go and do like this, we are not going to get it right.
Okay. Now, I want your...
When I was the very short period that I was the acting national chairman, the first thing that came to my mind was that if God would give me the opportunity to reverse what has been taken as the normal in the Nigerian political situation, I will conduct the primaries of our party using electronic processes.
Yeah. I think that is actually one we should be working towards. Now, the question that many Nigerians who are listening or who are watching you, we saw city senator, one came on this program, Ned Imasue, who was told categorically, according to him, that he was told that the party has a candidate and that the party leaders had decided who they want as. It also happened in Edo South. Now, we have a situation where party leaders decided, I don't know if it is formal or informal, they decided which candidate they wanted. And he was chased out of the...
My brother, no society can live above its dreams. Okay? Now, you must understand that these kinds of things have been going on in the Nigerian political firmament for a very long time, where in a smoke-filled room where people are drinking brandy or whiskey or whatever they are drinking, they begin to choose who goes where. But I am saying that time has come for us to halt that kind of tendency and for us to institutionalize a process that is seen even from outside. To be fair, when we're talking about the membership of the party, there must be a process that gives credence to whoever emerges as the candidate of the party. That must give credibility to the process in such a way that all those who lose through that process will immediately congratulate the winner, knowing that they lost it fairly and freely. For now, we do not have that kind of process.
Okay.
When people begin to count 1, 2, and then they jump
Let's-
from 100 and jump from 100 to 200, that is not the kind of process that we should have.
Let's look at the numbers APC posted for the presidential election. INEC just published the figures in your register, about 12 million people, Nigerians registered, and you posted for the presidential election nearly 11 million. Some people are quite uncomfortable, close to 85, close to, let me come, just 1 second. 1 second.
I will disagree. I will disagree.
Yes, after I've landed my question. So Nigerians are saying these figures are incredible, that APC, and you must have heard this, that APC is laying the groundwork for rigging of the election. Many elections come January 2027.
And on your party register, you have 6-point-something million as members of your party. So where did you get the almost 11 million?
I know, Uju, particularly you are anti-APC. let me say that there is no such figure. There is no such figure as 6-point-something million. We have over 12 million registered members that is in the register that was submitted to the INEC. So if you sit down in the studio of the AIT to concoct a figure for the APC, that is your business. Now, I want to, let me reply to you, Amechi. Look, the president had a contestant, Mr. Osifo, and it would have been the place of Mr. Osifo and Mr. Osifo only to complain if the process was undermined, if the process was not what he expected. Now, to say that other Nigerians are complaining about the process, let me ask you the question. Immediately, Peter Obi and Kwankwaso went to NDC. There were figures in the newspapers, in the social media, that over 10 million Nigerians have followed them to the NDC. Why is it not a topic for discussion that now that the registers have been sent into INEC, we have only found only 700,000 members of the NDC? Why are you people quiet with that kind of distortion, with that kind of barefaced lies told to people, told to Nigerians by people who want to preside over the country? But the APC had 12 million votes on its register, and 11 million came out to vote for the president, and it has become a topic for discussion everywhere.
So what the argument you're making now is that 11 million people did turn out during the primaries.
I mean, do you have any other figure to contend with the 11 million people who came out to vote?
No, I think what I am happy that you acknowledge that so many people, you also heard the people are talking about it. It become a subject of discussion. But you see, when you see, like you also alluded to in the course of your earlier submission here, that the process, you agree that you are not out there to be defending a process that is bad. You want things to be institutionalized. If you had the opportunity, you will use electronic voting. But when you are on the queue, you count 1, you count 40, you count 50, and then you go to 500, 1,000. And those are the when the public begin to add this figure, hold on, sir.
Let me contend that which you have said. No, I have said here, and I will say it again, that one of the issues that must be tackled by our party, as I know it, must be the institutionalization of the internal democratic process in such a way as to give confidence to the generality of the membership.
All right, we have heard that.
I agree with that.
Well,
but let me also point out that it is true that because we are the governing party, whatever we do impacts on the political firmament of Nigeria. But it will be disingenuous to pretend that we do not see the kind of damage that other parties are doing to the Nigerian state. Like, for instance, coming out to tell the Nigerians that there are over 44 million people in the NDC, only for the NDC to submit its register to INEC, and Nigerians have now come out to find out that only 700,000 people in the NDC. Why is it that the fourth estate of the realm has not called out such magnitude of lies?
Okay, let me.
But we're talking about the APC.
Now you will allow me to conclude my question. I've heard you. Allow me to conclude my question. If you have a counting that is 1, 50, 2,000, 5,000, and we saw people on the queue, and they are counting that way, and you come out to say we have a 10.9 million people that voted for the president in your primaries. Does it add up? How do you expect people to react? We are not the one creating it. The media is not the one creating it. It's the APC that is creating how they counted and how they eventually reached the figures that they are now. So why do you blame the media for?
What else do you want me to say? I have told you that my greatest dream is not to have that kind of process. My greatest dream is to have a process that is undeniably free and fair. But having said so, I do not have the locus to question whether the president had 11 million votes or not. The person that has the locus, even if you go to the courts today, the person that has the right to question this process is Mr. Osifo. And my brother, by all intents and purposes, not Mr. Osifo.
I agree with you.
Yes, but yes, that's on the legal aspect. But on court of public opinion, because on court of public opinion, because the president in 2023 presidential election got about 8 million. Now, 3 years after presidential primaries, he's getting 11 million. So, court of public opinion, yes, about saying, how do you reconcile this difference?
Simple. A man came into office in 2023. You and I know the challenges that he was facing, even within the party. There was a cabal in the party that did everything to make sure that the man did not become the president of the country. That is number one. Number two, this president has performed in a manner to attract people into the party. So if he was able not to have Kano, Kaduna, Lagos, the big states in support of his candidature in that election. And today, all of the states, all of those states, all the big fish or the big fishes in those states are with him. And you think that they have not brought people into the party?
But a lot of people have also...
No, let me explain to you, please. Let me explain to you.
Okay.
I will take my zone. I'm from the South. In 2023, Bayelsa State was a PDP state. And today, Bayelsa State is an APC state. In 2023, Edo State was a PDP state. And today, Edo State is APC state. The same thing for Akwa Ibom. The same thing for Delta State. are you for the same thing for Rivers State? Now, are you now saying that those governors, those members of the Senate, those members of the House of Reps, those members in the House of Assembly, the chairman of the local government, they did not come with people into the party?
They will come, but you know that extra 3 billion is quite a huge figure. But let's also look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. People have also defected from the APC to both the NDC and the ADC. We saw a lot of them, and these are people who have clout, people who have quite a lot of crowds following them.
Of wanting to foster a one-party system on Nigeria.
Okay.
You're talking about people defecting from the APC. Are you not the same person that is accusing us of attempting to foster a one-party system on Nigeria?
We're looking at the figure that you presented.
Okay, let's just before we wrap up with you, I'm enjoying the discussion with you because you have come up very
frank.
Very frank. I mean, you are saying it passionately, and you are not blabbing about some of the things we have raised up. You have accepted where there are challenges, and you also said, look, these are your idea that you think can go. Let's quickly, before we let you go, look at initially it was thought that the APC, it's an allegation, and you also have heard about it. Oh, it's disorganizing all the other political parties. And they have a committee that is seated in one place. All they are doing is look how to disorganize the other political parties. Now, are you concerned that we have so many presidential candidates coming in from the southern part of Nigeria? We discussed this earlier on, and that it could be counterproductive. This could be counterproductive to have so many candidates vying against Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC in the next election, polarizing the votes from the south. Is the APC worried about this?
Your question is a two-pronged question. One is whether we are the one that is fueling the fires or fanning the embers of discord in the other parties, and then the other one is because you have southern presidential aspirants. Now, will it not affect the fortune of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? I think I got you right?
Very correct.
Well, number one, we didn't come into politics to be friends with the opposition. So, we did not come here. It is not our business for them to thrive. Okay? Just as it is not their business for us to thrive. They do all manner of things to undermine us. And so it will be childish to think that we will not do everything to undermine them. Now, it goes to show that they do not have men of intelligence and men of straw in their parties. When we were registering to become a party in 2013, are you saying that the PDP did not throw spanners into our works? Are you saying that the PDP embraced us and say, oh, come and take over power? Is that how it is done anywhere in the world? Show me any democracy where the opposition and the governing party are in bed with each other, speaking beautiful things into each other's ears. Have you ever seen that kind of thing? Now, having said so, let me say that we are doing our business of consolidating as a political party, attempting to identify ourselves ideologically and see to it that we give Nigeria the best that we can possibly give. Now, on the other hand, if they say that they have far more beautiful things to give to Nigeria, it is in their best interest to find a way to come to Nigeria and give it to them. How they do it is not our business. How we are going to do our own is not their business. So all these charges, the APC does not want the opposition is dying because of APC, is challenged, and it is not something that will engage minds of very intelligent people. That's number one. Number two, that there are southern presidential aspirants. They are welcome to come and contest against the Iroko. They are coming, they are welcome. That is not the first time they will contend with him. In the Nigerian this political dispensation, they have encountered him a few times, and they will come to encounter him again. Now, for a man who was not in the system at all, whom the Aston Villa, and I speak with such authority, Aston Villa did not want him to succeed Buhari. Certain very strong individuals in the party did not want him to succeed Buhari. Even when the national chairman came on television and said that the party had conspired to bring out a consensus candidate.
All right, our time is actually.
The Naira redesign, and they could not stop him.
Our time is actually out now.
Your time will not be out.
He's out now. Just land quickly.
Before you come to certain conclusions, you have to go back to the results of the election.
Okay.
Because the South and the Southeast did not vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. Go back and see it.
All right, thank you.
Today, all the South governors are with him. And you're saying because Jonathan has come. Jonathan is my brother.
Some other persons have moved to NDC. Some other persons have moved to NDC too from the same South.
He is going to be so defeated.
All right, we must appreciate you, sir. We must appreciate you, sir. Hilliard Etta, a stalwart of the APC who was once acting national chairman of the party. We must appreciate you. We must thank you for your frankness. And we also want to tell you that Uju Eje is not against APC. She's just doing her job and trying to ask the questions.
Of
like
course,
all
the
of
Nigerians
us do.
are asking.
So we appreciate you for joining us on the program, and hopefully you should be in the studio with us one of these days so that we can, if we have to punch our faces, we punch it together. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, for being very frank and giving us all that we needed from you this morning. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll take a break from this, and when we come back, we take our mails and we wrap up. Don't go away. You are on to Political Platform.
A bold new chapter in political discourse. The conversations that matter most are stepping into the spotlight like never before. Political Platform, the hard-hitting, no-holds-barred program you have trusted on Raypa Radio is making a powerful move to television. Tune in to Africa Independent Television, AIT, as Political Platform debuts on your screen, bringing deeper analysis, sharper debates, and the voices shaping our nation's future right into your screens. From policy and politics breakdowns to real-time discussions with key stakeholders, this is more than a program. It is where opinions are tested, truths are uncovered, and the people's voice is heard. Join seasoned hosts and expert guests as they tackle the issues that define our democracy. No filters, no distractions, just real talk. Political Platform, now on AIT, 9 to 10 a.m. every weekday. Stay informed, stay engaged, be part of the conversation.
Thank you so much for remaining with us on the platform. Political Platform, indeed, no filters. We'll give it to you the way you want to hear it. Ask the necessary questions. Let's go to our mailbox, Citizens Perspective. Let's see who is talking to us this morning through Political Platform at darkgroup.com.
And we have the first one from Comrade Monday, who sent it in from Abuja. I wish to use this medium to heartily felicitate with all Muslim Ummah on the auspicious and joyous occasion of Eid al-Kabir. This Salah is a moment of sober reflection as we contend with the myriad challenges confronting our dear country. I enjoin Muslim scholars and leaders to ensure the true teachings of Islam, which is anchored on peace and love towards all human beings, created in the image and likeness of Allah. Furthermore, I call on Mr. President to please address the high inflation in the prices of goods and services in the country. Things are becoming increasingly difficult for the masses. This is a time to let the poor and vulnerable citizens breathe. Baraka de Salah. And second one is from John Peters from Port Harcourt. As Nigerians mark this Children's Day, one painful irony continues to stare the nation in the face. While leaders deliver speeches about hope and a brighter future, some Nigerian school children are still languishing in kidnappers' den, inside forests, abandoned to fear, hunger, and uncertainty. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently declared in his Eid Kabir message that the dark days are over and that light has come to Nigeria. But millions of Nigerians are asking, where is this light? A government that cannot guarantee the safety of school children cannot claim victory over darkness. Leadership is not about political speeches or early re-election calculations, while citizens suffer daily. Leadership is about protecting lives, restoring dignity, and giving people genuine hope.
Still on the celebration of Children's Day, Emmanuel Ede from Niger State is appealing to the government, especially the president, to ensure that out-of-school children, which is a little above 18 million in number, is significantly reduced in the country. This is possible by providing an aggressive, planned, and compulsory scholarship for less privileged children who couldn't access or provide a better education for themselves. He ends by saying and wishing Nigerian children Happy Children's Day. Ugochukwu Godwin from Lagos is our last writer today. Why do we always say our military and police are overwhelmed? Since 2023, the military has recruited 30,000 additional personnel. Police have done 20,000 and an additional 50,000 as approved by the president. Nigeria Air Force bought 24 M3 Forces fighter aircraft valued at 1.2 billion euros. The U.S. sold 12 Viper attack helicopters. There have been several armored vehicles and surveillance equipment bought within the last 3 years. Electronic drones, UAVs, that's unmanned area vehicles, and modern night vision goggles. Buhari bought a lot too. With this money and equipment, we should not have security problems. Most of these recruited personnel are still attached to VIPs and political office holders.
And that is how we are going to be wrapping up. We want to thank you for having your mails coming and keep them coming. Politicalplatform@darkgroup.com. Tomorrow when we come back, as even as our brothers and sisters are still celebrating the Salah, we'll be here and we'll give you all the sides. Maybe by tomorrow, the ADC should have come up with all their results. They said they are going to compile from 8 p.m. this evening. So we'll know if Atiku Abubakar, Mohammed Hayatuddin, or is Amechi,
Rotimi
Amechi that is going to be the winner of that ticket. We don't know yet, but we'll tell you tomorrow, do analysis of them, and also take your place. My name is Ohiri Agbonsoremi. On behalf of my colleagues, please stay out of trouble.